Hey there, this is Rob from Rizik Ad and Rankit.com. We got a question today in our Facebook group. It's a really good question from Qasim Raza. And the question is there a way to optimize for GMB proximity and what steps can be taken? This is a very good question because as we all know, GMB proximity or proximity is the main ranking factor in local SEO or GMB SEO. And the steps I take to cover a bigger radius or as much areas in around the GMB. First, we do the on-site optimization. Um, uh, On-site would be, and the site structure and the content would be the core foundation for any campaign, and part of it is the GMB proximity. So when I say the site structure, this is a really quick drawing to show you the way I do it, especially if you have a different service areas or locations. And the main website that it's linked to your GMB, which is just the link on your GMB, the URL, and then it has a link to your location services. So basically, the main location page. I always try to find an outbound link to the city URL whenever you mention the city. Let's say, as an example, it's an Oakland. Um, let's say Windows replacement in Oakland City. Oakland, we're gonna have when we mentioned Oakland in anchor text that it goes to the official page of the city. That will be helpful, and another inbound links for the service pages, another service pages, and the content. To show you an example of one of my customers that we have right here. So this is, if you notice, the keyword and the city name is in the URL. That's the first thing we're gonna do. And then we have an H1 as the address or the city that you want to, or the neighborhood or the city that you want to focus on. And then we have your main keywords. And if you notice right here, we have mentioning when we mention the city name, it's an outbound link that it goes to Oakland-il.government. It's a gov website. And then we have an inbound links that it goes to another services on the page and to the contact page, and then we have a geotagged image for that city. So that's the first thing that we do. This is the site structure for each neighborhood or city that you want to cover. So the more content that you have for neighborhood, the reason I say neighborhood because if we say Chicago, it's a bigger city and you could separate it with the different pages for each neighborhood. And if it's cities, you could actually create city pages. I don't like to do it like a mass city pages creation. I just do like 5, 10. It depends how much coverage how much radius coverage that we need for each service or each campaign. So for the content, we just create, again, the content. This is the same thing of the site structure, but the content we need to list down the service areas, the neighborhood. The more that you list them, the more outbound links to, let's say, the library if you mention it, if you mention the airport, if you mention anything in that city, it's good to have an outbound link to it, along with your inbound links to the other services. And then after we build the baseline, the on-site, we look at the off-site. One of the few things that you could do is, which is lately it's been a good ranking factor, which is click-through rate traffic from local IP addresses. Unfortunately, this is done by bots and local IP addresses. I mean, it's very complicated to build, but it's something, if it's natural traffic, that would be great. You could use social media to create traffic to your business, but in another way, you could use bots for it. And actually, I'm working on a service for that. Hopefully, I'll be launching it by the end of the month. Now, the second thing I do is a tier 2 backlinks with neighborhood cities, keywords, and anchor texts. When I say tier 2, I try to find, let's say, the Oakland as an example again. Oakland window replacement. We use that keyword anchor in tier 2, that it goes directly to your citations, your top citations. Let's say your Yelp citation, your GMB link. But I don't use it as a tier 1, because you're going to build 200 to 400 Web 2.0 backlinks. But I usually build it as a tier 2 backlinks, that it goes directly to your citations, that it's eventually linked to your main website. The reason we don't do it as a tier 1, that it goes to your website, is because it might get flagged in the future, because we're using a Web 2.0 massive backlinks, which is 200, 300 backlinks. But to make it look natural, it goes to the tier 2. There's no way for Google to penalize any tier 2 backlinks as of now. The other thing we could do here is the custom My Map with map embeds and social signals. And this is one of the services that I have on Legiit that could help building your location authority, and which pass the juice to your GMB and ranking higher. So you could create a different maps with different location or neighborhood plus keyword. I don't like to go crazy on those, so I would say use the top 2 or 3 or 4 areas around your GMB and create those with the social signals and the map embeds that help to boost your location authority for your GMB. The other thing that we could do is the local link building, and this is, in my opinion, is a very important, it's crucial for any SEO campaign that you're running, especially for local SEO. You need to build local links and mentions in your city or your niche and your area. And there's a very good article actually on, I think that's, one second, let me open it. On Moz, I'm going to link it for you guys, but basically it talks about how to build the local link building from, doing the custom search to find the blogs, and then find the link prospects. There's another tools right here. You could use citations. We could use sponsorships, scholarships, events, which is, it helps a lot when you create an event and you create a schema for it. And as soon as you create a schema, Google will pick it up, and all the events websites, they pick it up automatically, and it could have a good backlinks, local links, and local traffic to your GMB. This helps a lot actually for the small businesses local SEO campaign. And then you have the normal outreach, which is in person, a phone number, and then last is the emails, which is everybody does actually. So this is the list for the local outreach. The more backlinks that you have, the better it is. The better proximity you have, because you have coverage and mention and backlinks from each different businesses around the city, which is going to help with ranking higher or a bigger radius to cover. So I hope this answered your question, Qasim, and if you have any other questions, please let me know. Thanks.